Getting ready for the show. Yeah, what is this? What? Is that? That is. How? What? Is he? Is he down? Is he going? Is that what he's? He is. Holy, but they said that he couldn't. They, but is this from? That's from Zack Snyder. What? 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 I guess Batman really does like a mouthful of.
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Humanity, look how far you've fallen.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and fury of anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
No, Steven, you ruined it. That's yeah. DC ruined it too. No. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you all doing? Brightest day. Good morning, Catman. Dee Myers. Good morning. Eris of Chaos. Good morning. Purple Valkyrie. Good morning. Chris Persian. Mark the Infinitely Tired. Good morning. Arwen Avalon. Hello. Nearsighted Cyclops. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Deadman Walking 55. Good morning. Dave G Sound. Psychodorf 9. Darth Aster. Pat S. Good morning, everybody. Jester of Sin. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing this morning? MB Geek, let's talk. Good morning. Good morning. And we're going to talk we're going to have a little adult subject matter here this morning. Project Storytime, Darth Maul. Good morning, Lord Thoth. Good morning, everybody. Colin P. Smith. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Batman apparently being told, well, I'm sorry, Batman, but you're a cis white male and you just can't get any. It wouldn't be prudent for you to get any. I'm sorry, but your DC overlords have stated that you can't have any kind of interaction like that because you are a cis white superhero. It's just not appropriate. Isn't that a bitch? Isn't that I mean, he gets lucky with Vicky Vale in the late 80s. In the late 80s. He gets lucky with Vicky Vale, but he can't do that anymore. He cannot have any kind of interaction like that because he is a cis white superhero. I mean, does that seem fair to you? Does that seem fair to you? Apparently, the creators of the Harley show said we had a moment where Batman was going down on Catwoman. And DC was like, you can't do that. Huh? Yeah, you can't do that. You absolutely cannot do that. Heroes don't do that. Heroes don't do that. I guess that means villains do that. No, can't do that. So they were like, are you saying heroes are just selfish? They were like, no, you can't sell a toy. It's hard to sell a toy if Batman is going down on someone. Huh. You can't sell a toy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Harley Quinn's an absolute maniac. A killer. She can do that. She can brutally murder people along with Joker and Poison Ivy and all these different people, Two-Face. And they can do that. But Batman can't, guys. Yeah, Batman with tongue lashing action. Thank you, Stephen. Colin P. Smith, but wait, what if Batman identified as female when he was with Catwoman? Then yes, he could. Yes, he could, because LGBTQ romance is okay. They state that very clearly, loud and proud. LGBTQ romance is okay. You can do that as long as you're LGBTQ or a villain. But a hero, well, they can't do that. They're not allowed. It's not in the wheelhouse. No, Bruce Wayne can't either. No, because they had Batman getting jiggy with Batgirl in God, I can't remember the name of the movie. Yeah, that one. So no, it's not about the suit. He can take off the suit. He still can't. He's Batman. So any and outy sex, not so much. Yes, R1 Avalon. Yep. And the Harley cartoon is rated R, as in kids will not be seeing Batman eating carpet. How would that affect toy sales? Because they know kids watch it anyway. Killing Joke. Thank you, Purple. Killing Joke. The movie sucked. Part of it anyway. Apparently. But that's not allowed anymore. You can't do that. Can't have Batman going down on Catwoman. Doesn't matter whether they're engaged. Doesn't matter what happens. You can't do that. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. Yes. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. Babs, Darth Hastur. Yes. So how is this okay? I mean, the moral police have been going after comics for a while now. Wolverine can't smoke. They have gone back and retconned things that happened because they don't like it in comics. How is that okay? That show, Harley Quinn, they've never, ever, ever had a problem with showing things. I mean, obviously, they were going to have Batman go down on Catwoman. So how is that okay? Bruce Wayne got laid in Batman 89. So What's the problem? Are you saying that PC culture will not allow Bruce Wayne or Batman to have any kind of intimate relationships? Yeah, but the Stork brought him Project Storytime. Apparently, the Stork brought Damian Wayne. Batman never got jiggy with it. Remember, that all happened after New 52. You never actually saw Batman conceive the kid. Serious Nass. So he's allowed to have sex with his daughter figure in Killing Joke, but not Catwoman, the girl he was going to marry at some point. Yes. That is exactly 100% correct. He's not allowed. Not allowed to do anything with Catwoman. They could play it up and show that scene in Killing Joke, but they can't do anything like that now. Is it right, folks? If you think this is right, throw me a 1 in chat. If you think this is wrong, that Batman should be able to have whatever with whoever, throw me a 2. I'll wait. Two from Darth Pastor, 2 from Golago 13, 2 from Mark the Infinitely Tired, 2 from Merkel Valkyrie, 2 from Arwen Avalon, 2 from the Gesture of Sin, 2 from Chris Verja, Sirius Nash throws a 2, Nearsighted Cyclops 2, Catman DD Myers 2, Mexican Iron Man triple 2. Don't touch my me memes, you'll get prego. Yes, from Bat Steven Skull. Gun Punny 2, Colin P. Smith 2, consensually, of course. Brightest Day 2. Throws a dose. Bat Steven Seagal 2. Let the big bat get his jiggy on. Let him get jiggy with it. Psychodwarf 9 2. Project Storytime 42. Is that 2 to the power of 4? I don't know. Colin P. Smith 2, 3, 3. As long as they're all consenting adults. They still tell that stork lie. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Psychodorf 9 with $5 super chat. Bragging idiots. Tweaking toddlers in Times Square is okay, but cis white man is verbatim. Oh, hell no. Thank you so much for that super chat, Psychodorf 9. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Skol! Burn it all down at DC Comics. Why? Because they're up their own asses, ladies and gentlemen. They have their heads so far up their own ass that they don't know when the sun's coming up. They don't know when the sun's in the middle of the sky. They don't know when the damn sun's setting. And the sun is setting on DC, if this is their approach to relationships in DC Comics. Batman cannot have a relationship with a woman. Ain't that a bitch? Isn't that a bitch? Batman. You can't have a relationship. Not a cis white male one. They can say whatever they want to about not allowing something. They know why they're not going to allow it. Because they're not going to show off a straight relationship. If this was Batman going down on, let's say, Superman, they'd be absolutely fine with it. But hetero? Oh, hell no. And why? have to install a window in their belly button to drive at DC. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. They don't like heteronormative experience. Yes, Arwen Avalon nails it. That'll make everything better. That'll make everything better, Josh. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, except that everyone at DC has their heads up their ass. You want to know how you sell a product, DC? Oh, well, we make action figures. You make Harley action figures too. And that crazy bitch will do anything. Anything. If this was Harley going down on Ivy, you guys wouldn't have a problem. You wouldn't have an issue if this was Harley going down on Ivy. You'd blast it from airwave to fucking airwave. You wouldn't have one single problem with it. It is pouring rain here, ladies and gentlemen. My brother Thor has opened up the sky and let it rain. Why? Because Batman can't give good bat tongue. He can't. Because they will not allow it at DC Comics. Get these crazy son of a bitches that are controlling all this out of your industry. Because you look like total dumbasses.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's okay if Harley goes down on Ivy. Oh my God, that would be so incredible. But I can't say that because I'm a white male. But we know all of our LGBTQ representation out there would absolutely love it. Yes, I'm not saying I would as a male, but yes, the fans will absolutely love it. So let's go for it. But Batman can't get a little bat tongue. Huh. I wonder if it was the other way around. I bet you they wouldn't allow that either. But as long as you're representing the LGBTQ community, everything's okay. Double dumbasses from D.D. Myers. See you later, Dad Man Walking 55. Have a good day, sir. So what's the problem? What's the problem? What are we violating in today's standards? How does this violate today's comic book standards? When you allow anything else, but you won't allow this. Show solidarity. Mexican Iron Man is available for anti-SJW one-on-one rebellion sex time sessions with smoking hot cosplay ladies. Download an application and upload your pictures today. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man. What's hilarious is the Twitter brigade are also bitching about him not going down on Catwoman because now he's not generous enough. He's not generous enough. You know, my version of Batman, what I think Batman would be, not only would do it, but he'd like it too. He'd like it enough that he'd just do it. Doesn't need anything in return. Doesn't need anything promised. Nothing gained, nothing lost. Just a good time with Catwoman. I think that in itself is its own reward. Just think about Catwoman in Batman Returns. Michelle Pfeiffer. Yes, going down is its own reward. Sagador of 9, $5 super chat. Upside to this, Loki. Couple of generations in this garbage what bred itself out of existence. I absolutely agree, Sagadorp 9. In fact, I don't think it's going to take a couple of generations. I think this is going to be sooner rather than later. Thank you so very much
for that $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. And a little message from Az. Skull!
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face.
Yes. That's how I feel this morning. We could all do with some punching old women in the face. Absolutely. DC has a year, maybe two. That's it. The comic industry, it is going down harder than Batman going down on Catwoman. With a bat tongue. Purple Valkyrie, he'd do it to please his partner, and that is part of a healthy relationship. They don't so that because they themselves can't have a normal sex life. Interesting. But what if he was pleasing himself by doing that? Not just, pleasing his partner. Oh, this is part of the relationship. Oh, I need to do this because, we're going out, we're seeing each other, but he actually wanted to do it. He actually enjoys it. Yeah, getting jiggy with the bat tongue. That's what I think. I think he just wants to. It's Catwoman. Shit, who wouldn't want to do that to Catwoman? Consensually, of course. But he can't. I think the end of that is completely true. They do not know how to have normal sex lives over at DC Comics. Everything has been LGBTQ'd. So they just can't conceive that, oh my God, we could totally sell toys. We could totally sell toys. They can have Harley and Ivy and Joker killing, maiming, destroying, doing all the things that they do. Hell, they just came out with one hell of a movie, the Long Halloween Part 1, which we will be covering tomorrow night on the roundtable. Well, if it's Tom King inserted Catwoman, hell no. $2 super chat from Pat Steven Skull, who beat up a cupcake. Thank you, Pat Steven Skull. And Brightest Day with a $1.99 super chat. What if he identified as female while performing? I'm sure that would solve all their problems. Brightest Day. Thank you so much, guys, for your super chats. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Go a little old school for you. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. You guys keep the fires burning bright. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Pat asks, Loki, what woman wouldn't want Batman? He's the great detective. He can find anything, even in the dark, especially if he's got one of those glow-in-the-dark tongue covers. Yeah, a little glow-in-the-dark bat tongue. Yeah, he can find anything in the dark. Oh my Lord. I never imagined I would be in here in the morning talking about Batman and cunnilingus, but here we are. And why? Because Batman can't consensually have normal bat sex with any characters in the DC universe. You can't have that. Superheroes don't do that. Villains can do that. Oh. Villains. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Villains can have great sex. What does that say? What does that say? Where are we at as a society when villains can have awesome, great sex, but superheroes can't? Why is that allowed? You guys tell me. Why is that allowed? Why are villains allowed to have great sex, but superheroes can't. What's the point of that? Oh, well, they're villains. They can get away with so much more. What? Well, what does that have anything to do with it? Villains, those evil cis heteros. Look at that. Look at that. Villains, those evil cis heteros. And Colin P. Smith, his cunnilinguist skills. That villains are more revered than heroes is a terrible idea. The hero is someone you should look up to, not the bad guy. But they're not allowed to have great sex. Not unless they are a person of color or LGBTQ. Why? Haven't they been pushing the idea that villains are misunderstood, that they are the real heroes in modern society? That's why. But they're still villains. They do bad things. Aha! Maybe that's the problem. They do bad things. And having a normal relationship with a woman, a man and a woman, maybe that's what's so wrong. Maybe that's the problem. They're having a hetero relationship. And that's wrong. That's part of being a villain. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. I never thought Bat's tongue would come out of his mouth. But it's weird that good sex is made to look so abnormal that they respond with, superheroes don't do that. You'd think people would want it normalized. That's not the way it is anymore. See, in the 90s, you get away with that. There was a fight, but you get away with it. Now, no. It's gone backwards, ladies and gentlemen. The world has gone backwards. You know what we used to do in the 90s? We fought for decensorship. We fought for uncut movies. We fought to be able to read those manga straight from Japan without them being altered or edited or censored. See, censorship was a bad word back in the day. It was a nasty ass word, censorship. And now, wow. Now it's embraced. Censorship is now embraced. It's like a warm blanket around these people so that they don't have to do and include things they don't want to do and include. It's cherished and celebrated. Censorship. Nearsighted Cyclops. Historically, Cyclops are thought of as villains. In the past, this bothered me, but if it means I can still have a bit of fun, yes. And don't forget the Cyclops in the movie Krull, who wasn't a villain. He was a hero. He died saving that world. Never forget. Half, of course, if you carry that misunderstood victim of circumstance trope too far, no one is to blame. So why aren't they understanding of, let's call them plantation owners? Or those misunderstood colonists who really only wanted to live their own lives because they're evil. Do you know how much easier it is to point your finger at someone and say they're evil, get them, without explaining? Do you know how easy that is? Do you know how easy it is to go on, let's say, this platform and just point your finger and say evil, bad, get rid of this. You know how easy that is now? You don't ever have to explain yourself. You don't ever have to show proof. You don't ever have to put down any facts. You just have to tell a tale of evil. That's all you have to do. That is all you have to do. Let me see if I can read this from Brightest Day. Batman's bespoke bat dong belongs boinking buxom beautiful bad girls. I actually did it. Thank you. I didn't think I'd do it. Let's try that again. Batman's bespoke bat dong belongs boinking buxom beautiful bad girls. Will Batman get to use the bat tongue? Find out tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. It is so much easier to grab your pitchfork and your torch than it is to listen to what someone has to say, to look at something from their point of view. That's the problem. That's the problem at DC Comics. That's the problem at Marvel. That's the problem at Disney. That's the problem at the industry as well. The movie industry. It's much easier to point your finger and say blasphemer than it is to actually listen and understand what someone is saying. But Loki, are you saying that the movie industry and all this garbage that, SJWs is that some kind of religion? It's not a bad way to look at it, is it? These people worship woke ideology, and they point their fingers at people and cancel them. You'll never work in this town again. You'll never be in another movie again. We are going to destroy your ability to financially support yourself because we have a problem with what you're saying. The ideology of wokeness, the ability to point your finger and cancel someone. This is a story we have all heard before. This is a story we are all too well aware of. The ability to point your finger and end someone's life. This generation will go down in history as the most sensitive. There's another generation. They destroyed people's lives too. They did it with something called the Salem witch trials. But again, that was another generation that pointed their fingers at someone and said, bad. And they canceled you. They really canceled you. Purple Valkyrie, the Playboy side of Bruce Wayne has always been part of his character. They seem desperate to make us forget that. I say, hell no. They want to get rid of that. That Playboy side of Bruce Wayne, they want that gone. Because it's heteronormative. Just like Arwen Avalon said earlier. And they can't have that. One rule for thee, another for me. That's the problem. That is what we have been talking about for the last couple of years now. One rule for thee, none for me. We can talk about whatever we want to. We can do whatever we want to. We can have riots. We can go after people. We can cancel people. We can destroy people's lives. You can't talk about Batman going down on Catwoman. Excuse me? You can't talk about Batman going down on Catwoman. And Colin P. Smith gets it. There's a reason why the phrase witch hunt still has so much power as a criticism. Do people do evil things? Yes. Yes, they do. There are people out there that do all sorts of bad shit, and they get away with it all the time. Some get caught, but more likely than not, they get away with it. They do horrific things. They take advantage of people. They destroy people's lives. And God help you if you do anything they do, because they are allowed to do it. In their minds, they are allowed to do these things. You are not, though. You must be judged by a higher authority, and they are that higher authority. Who the hell does DC Comics think they are that they can say Batman doesn't eat pussy? Batman doesn't do that. Batman can't do that. No, no, no. Batman can't do that. Batman, let me give you a little piece of advice. It's like ice cream. It's not fun unless you get it all over your face. But you will be judged by higher authority. Because you are a cis white male, you will be judged by high authority. And anyone that's not won't. I think that's the hardest part of all this, is that as long as you play that card, you can get away with damn near anything. You can get away with acting like a complete dumbass. You can get away. That's funny. You can get away with saying whatever you want, doing whatever you want, acting the way, however you want, as long as you've got that card. Oh, well, I've got my LGBTQ representation card, so I can get away with whatever I want. You must bow before my mighty LGBTQ card. If you don't have that card, by God, you're guilty before you even show up to the door. What happens when this is done? What happens when this is all over? I asked this question very recently. What happens when this is all said and done and this is over? Thank you, Speak for the Dead. Batman is the ultimate man in my mind. He can get any woman he sets his sights on, but he doesn't. He has standards. What happens when they lose that power? And they will. Because there will come a time soon, very, very soon, when the government is going to cease to care. When the movie industry is going to cease to care. They have used you. And they don't care anymore. When they are done with you, what do you think Hollywood's going to do? LGBTQ community, when Hollywood and the industry is done with you? What are you going to go to next? What is going to be the next I must have representation? And how many of these people will either jump to that bandwagon or get left on the side of the road? What are you going to do when Hollywood kicks you out that door at 40 miles an hour and you're busted on the side of the road and you have nothing because they want nothing more to do with you? What do you think is going to happen? Purple Backward, we're carrying on as we've always done. They've tried so hard to drive a wedge between men and women. And we can get into all the ideas about why, how, but the fact is they do not want what Arwen said earlier, a heteronormative relationship. The pendulum swings both ways. I just hope it doesn't swing too far. They have raised an entire generation to believing they are special snowflakes. Everyone's a special snowflake. What's going to happen when reality strikes? What's going to happen when reality hits them in the face? Brightest Day hits the nail on the head. They're pushing the agenda on your children. It's the only way it can continue to survive. The problem is it's not going to. Even if everyone's child was suddenly indoctrinated into this idea, the industry will change. The industry will set its sights somewhere else. So will government. And suddenly all these people that thought, if I just do this, or if I just accept this, or if I just sleep with this person, I will get my acceptance card. Right there. Right there. Psycho Door 9. When everyone's super, no one is. When everyone is super, no one is. This will end badly for everyone. Imagine growing up in a society where you're told you have to alter your body to be acceptable. Imagine that. You have to alter your body to be acceptable. You have to prevent yourself from having any kind of heteronormative relationship to be acceptable. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, that pendulum swings and things change. Suddenly, you do not have a light shined down on you from the gods above because you have decided to take that card. Suddenly, you are the ones that are normative. And you have to go and do something else, which you can't do now because you've already gone through all of this to be, quote, normal. And then the sights are going to change and the goalpost is going to move. Suddenly you can't do this. You want to know about bitching and whining? Just wait. Just wait till the shoe's on the other foot. These idiots don't understand history. Deviants have always been used to get power. Just look up Nine of the Long Knives in German history. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And they won't look that up because history is bad. Nearsighted Cyclops. I read last night that 1% of Twitter users create 92% of the post, yet the entertainment industry treats it like a way to gauge public sentiment. It's like flying blind with a very bad map. Yes. And also the problem you have is the loudest voices on Twitter are the minority. Yes. The loudest voices, the one that scream, this has to be this has to be that, this has to be the way we want it to be. Yes. Chris Persia Loki, they fail to understand that no fascist regime lasts forever. That this too will inevitably come to an end. No, they don't understand that. They want to be special. Have you ever wanted to be special? I'm sure someone out there will say yes. I want to be special. I wanted to be special. I wanted to be able to fly when I was a kid. I wanted to be able to fly. I wanted to be able to look up at the sky and take flight. Of course you did. Of course you did. This is not looking up in the sky and taking flight. If you accept that card just because you want to be special, just because you want to have a light shown on you, just because you want to be heard, that's a problem. That's not special. That's just a problem. We saw a lot of that during Me Too, didn't we? A lot of people wanting to be in that club. Why? Because they were getting all the attention. That's sick. No, that's attention seeking. If you have to put they, them, if you have to put pronouns, if you have to put flags, if you have to put whatever in your Twitter bio to be happy, maybe, just maybe, there's an underlying reason why you're not. And you need to look at that. Bat Steam Squad, I don't want to be special. I want to just have friends I can trust, confide in, and have fun. That's the only superpower I ever wanted. I'm right there with you, brother. I did want to fly like Superman, but that was when I was a little kid. Oh, it does, Pat S. It damn straight does. You better believe it. You think I'm gonna move to Cali or New York or some crazy shit like that? Nope. I know better. I know where I'm going. Stand your ground laws, castle laws, all that fun flying shit. The Twitter pronoun police. Yeah, because it's so fun to be a part of. You can be one of us as long as you attack the people we direct you to attack. We'll get to that. More of that in just a second. There's nothing wrong with being an outstanding sergeant. Nothing wrong with being the town's best plumber. A great parent. Be that kind of special. Thank you, Psychodorf9, for that $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Skull!
Long live the fighters!
Okay, so let's break this down before we get out of here this morning. You join a group. Each and every one of you out there join a group. And everything's great. Feels like family. Feels like you're having fun again. But then, one day, a click inside that group tells you you have to go after them. They are bad. Do you see them over there with that other group? They are bad. You have to speak out and you have to condemn them, or you're not one of us and you need to leave. Ain't that a bitch? You join this group. You become part of this group. And now they're pointing their finger over at this other group and saying, go after them. Bad people. What do you call that? What would you call that, chat? Each and every one of you out there, please give me what you would call that. You tell me what you would call that. Walk away from the mob mentality. Others who are like-minded will walk beside you. March straight over to the other group and stand with them. To quote Ron White, Texas, where we have the death penalty and we use it, if you come to Texas and kill someone, we will kill you right back. Hypocrites. Mark the infinitely tired. SJWs. Purple Valkyrie. Group think. DJ Ronnie G. Hive Mind. Darth Haster. Hive Mind. Arwen Avalon. Elitism. Chris Persia. Brainwashing. Brightest Day. Imagine a friend, someone you think of as a friend, telling you you didn't stand up when we pointed our finger at them. You're not my friend. Call it fucking stupid. Trample the weak, hurdle the dead. Brainless, speaker for the dead. Borg, mob, cancel culture, lemmings, villains, Fat Steven Seagal. Cultural Marxism, Dark Hafter. Rule for thee, not for me, Undead Ramen. Toxic tribalism, Arwen Avalon. If I'm going to be fair, I would first listen to what they are saying just in case, then make up my own mind. Colin P. Smith, very intelligent. Zombies, nearsighted Cyclops. Think about that before you jump headfirst into a pool that you don't know has how much water in it. Because that's what they are wanting you to do. Jump headfirst into a pool. They haven't told you how much water's in it. Pod people. You make up your own minds, ladies and gentlemen. You make up your own minds. Don't allow groupthink to rule you. Sheep who follow the herd to not be excluded. Sheep who will follow the herd not to be excluded. That has happened to people in this room. Join us or be cast out. Do as we say or get the fuck out. That has happened to people here. I guarantee it. Without a shadow of a doubt. Join us or die. It is the only way. What's going to happen when there is no little group think like that and you're all alone and all of your so-called friends have left you because there's nothing left? When you've picked over all the bones and you're just sitting there by yourself with nothing. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. I will live with the decisions I've made. I will live with who I am, not who someone else wants me to be. I decide where I go and what I do. And if I have to make that journey alone, I will. If I make that journey with friends, I will. If I make that journey with family, I will. It's good to have someone at your back. It's not good if they're pointing their fingers at everyone, anyone and everyone that has their own mind and uses it. For all of you out there that stand up and say, I am who I am, I have your back. Each and every one of you. I don't ask you to go after someone for that. I don't tell you, you must agree with me to have your back. I give it freely because that's what people should do. That's the way it should be. Make your own decisions, ladies and gentlemen. Be excellent to each other because that is what you want to do, not because that is what is expected of you. When it's expected of you, it loses all its meaning. And you're left holding an empty bag of nothing. At the end of the day, people will get what is coming to them. At the end of the day, this group think hive mind is going to shift. And there will be people left on the side of the road that have absolutely no idea what to do. Because all they've ever known is this group think hive mind. Think for yourselves. Make your own decisions. Decide what you fight for. Good, bad, wrong. That's your choice to make, not anybody else's. And for the people that follow blindly, I give you this warning. You will be turned on and you will be eaten by your own. Doesn't matter how long it takes, it will happen. Because one day those fingers will be pointed at you. And history always has a habit of repeating itself. So as you point your fingers at one another and say, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, like little lemmings, everything you do has a high probability of coming back on you. And when it hits, it'll hit tenfold. So I'll say it again. Be excellent to each other. Have a great week, everyone. We will catch you guys tomorrow.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.